is no ordinary love, no ordinary love. This is no ordinary love, no ordinary love. There we were, the four of us, me and the trio. Allow me to introduce them. We have machismo, pride, and ego. You see, we were receiving accolades for our latest production. The audience, now emotionally manipulated, gathered all around us, asking for a subliminal autograph in the form of a handshake. There were about 40, 50 people in the room vying for our attention. The trio and I, we were having 40 to 50 simultaneous conversations. Rejoicing at this point, the trio lifted me up onto their shoulders. But we all know that pride comes before the fall. For waiting patiently, yet steady making her approach, stood the woman who will eventually change the course of my life. Now, to this point, I drank my coffee black with a little sugar. But this sister, this almond brokered honey-colored café con leche with plenty of sugar, sweetly stepped to me and introduced herself. She was kind of fly. She was wearing her hat to the back, her outfit fitting tight to attract. She extended her hand, but with the trio still in command, I extended mine. But I did not look her in the eye. Yes, this I must confess, I gave her the typical male gaze down at her breast. Ego said, yo, looks like she got the blues in her left thigh, and you can become the funk in her right. And I said, ooh, is that right? But then our palms touched, our fingers embraced. Her pheromones engulfed me, and I began to smell her love. The room went from a dull gray to technicolor, like in that movie Pleasantville. And when our eyes finally met, time stood still. And in the absence of those moments, her and I were the only two people in the room. As I looked through her light brown windows, I could see her soul. Her spirit began to sing to me. Sign your name across my heart. I want you to be my baby. Now you may be thinking I'm just using these words to articulate my story. But I'm sorry. I've never been moved like that before. Her hand shook me down to my very core. It was like some celestial, far more than sexual, organic, like Jack and Rose on the Titanic. Trips to the mall, don't call your homeboys no more. Carrying her perch, wearing matching outfits, connection, public displays of affection. And I cried tears of joy as I made love to her. A simple handshake, an emotional interruption disguised as an introduction, turned out to be the sweetest seduction, rendering the trio helpless, unable to function. Then, in an act of desperation, the trio managed to break my concentration. Machismo slapped me in the back of the head, said, boy, what's wrong with you? You're too cool, too fly. You have no choice but to deny those feelings, get some of that sexual healing, and go on about your business. I nervously planned my escape, looking to my left, to my right, spotting all possible exits. But you see, I could not move. I was swept up in her groove. And like a brand new blade, she cut through all my defenses, leaving the trio defenseless. We often say, I wish I knew then what I know now, but make no mistake, the handshake has sealed my fate. And she is the only woman I ever loved. Sent to me from heaven, up above, I often call her Angel. The universal symbol for peace is a dove. She was born on February 14th, so she must be the symbol for love. So I often thanked her for being caring, considerate, and kind, but most of all, I thanked her for being my 24/7 Valentine. Thank you. She went from being my biggest fan to my biggest hater.
That's all one.
At a moment of my life when all I wanted to do is be greater. Not greater than her, just greater than me. Finally becoming the man God wanted me to be. So I put on this new man from the inside out. God's spirit filled what self had hollowed out. Feeling as if I just received a gift from a great and powerful Oz. But time took time. Time took years to tears, to doubt, to in, to out. And eventually took its toll on her heart that toward me was left unwhole. So strained, the relationship had become so strange, so unfamiliar, it failed to recognize its own name. Confusion, disillusion, unresolved issues with no solution. But didn't we address them all? Didn't I confess them all? I thought the change would bring us closer, give us closure. But the same old ghost kept haunting us over and over. So where is this happily ever after? Where are all the cheers and the laughter? The boy does not get the girl at the end of this flick. Because apart we're unhappy, but together we're just sick. Thank you. The end.